I'm going to bring on the first guest, right? And this first guest, one of my role models within the creative industry in South Africa, someone who's done like some really, really cool stuff. He's going to be chatting with us for the next 30 minutes. Brother.
Yeah, we're in.
We're inside.
Yeah, I feel so old, man. I need a manual for this thing.
Bro, look, you know what's so crazy, right? That just jumping straight in, that always just fascinates me about all of these platforms is that at some point or another we are going to need them, you know. And also just putting this particular chat together, we could have gone on other like platforms, but we thought, you know what, let's go where exactly the people are, you know. First and foremost, bro, thank you so much. I must say this to everyone, right? You could have given this exclusive to anybody else. You could have chatted to anybody else, but you called me directly, like, Lloyd, let's do this, bro. So thank you, bro.
Yeah, I was watching. There was the lady, is it Kawala? Kawala?
Yes, Kawala. Yeah.
And she brought her favorite drink.
Dude, right? I hope you brought yours. Eh?
So this is me. Yeah?
I'm here, bro. I'm here. Bro, let's jump straight in, because I would imagine that a lot of people want to obviously like hear from yourself. We're going to be chatting with Zibusiso later on as well, who's going to be giving us a little bit of his insights in terms of everything that's going on. I'm not going to spend too much time. The history of Zweli, like everything that you've done, bro, like it's well documented, you know. I want to jump straight into a week ago now, the president announces and says that everyone is going on a shutdown. That obviously has implications for your business. It obviously has implications for you as a human being, because there's a lot that's going through, that we're all going through as just as human beings right now. Take us through some of the emotions and some of the moves that you guys made as a result.
So maybe I can start with the history of Avatar.
Yes.
We were founded 8 years ago during the recession.
What?
So the business started in hard times. So I think as a business, we always prepared for the hard time, for uncertainty. So I think Z will confirm when you speak to him later. Whenever there's a hard time or the period, Avatar thrives. You know, whenever there's a fire, whenever our backs are against the wall, I think that's when we had our best. You know, so for us, it was a natural thing to say, what do we do with it? You know, the way we respond to crisis is not by panicking and saying, you know, how do we do it? I remember when we heard, we wrote a list of our clients and we said, which are the clients that are going to be affected? Which are the clients that we can help? And in the last week, we've pitched 4 proactive ideas that are running in the next 2 weeks. So, based on that plan.
Coming out with a business idea within the recession has to have some sort of a mindset as well. And I'm sure you guys as leaders of Avatar have a couple of things that you hold on to that create, or that help you create during these hard times, you know, something that holds you as your center. That always shines through when you're watching Avatar from the outside. But what are those values that you guys hold on to when tough times like this do come?
So it's innovation and creativity. Creativity survives in the hardest of times. I've had the pleasure of visiting the continent quite a lot. I visit a lot of countries on the continent. And even in the hardest of times, even in the abject poverty, you find creativity. And that for me is creativity always survives. You know, I was researching a creative concept of when creativity has survived. And you find that the resilience of hardships, creativity is always the answer. And I think that runs in the Avatar ethos. When I see a lot of people that have worked for us and joining, they know that in the hardest of times you turn to creativity and innovation, and that's what survives.
I want to kind of hone in a little bit on the idea of resilience with entrepreneurship and the lesson that that teaches. You know, I know early on when you started your business in Cape Town, way back when, you were already someone who was like very good at spotting gaps in everything. They always say that with every good crisis comes some awesome opportunity. Are you already like you guys as Avatar sitting back and going, oh shucks, here are some other than the clients that we're already working with and pitching them on ideas? What other opportunities do you see like opening up, especially in the creative space? Because I can tell you, like a lot of the people that are watching right now are in the creative space trying to figure it out.
Look, I think the obvious winner is digital. You know, I think people that haven't been thinking about digital solutions, you know, they're a bit behind. You know, I think even when, I mean, we've already started scenario planning on what does the industry look like. And if you think that you're going back to the same world, then you're mistaken again.
There's a comment here that just caught my eye now from Mustanong, who says, how are empowerment goals in your industry, how have they affected you? Are blue chip companies opening doors to homegrown Black agencies? How, in terms of your guys' journey in entrepreneurship, I know this is obviously, we're chatting under the premise of the COVID crisis right now, but just in general, you know, in your guys' growth from one recession to another now, have you guys been, do you feel embraced in corporate South Africa? Is there space for other young Black agencies to even thrive in this space?
We fight every day. Every day, the industry hasn't reached the transformation levels and goals that reflect the country. It's a small clique. It's a white boys club, and with every client, and that's why we celebrate our clients, and that's why I never ever want to disappoint any client. I am on WhatsApp with most of our clients because the bravery of those clients makes the next Black-owned agency believe that you can win a client like a Caltex. You can make the next person believe that a Black-owned agency that is homegrown can get into Unilever like we are. So it's not enough. You know, it's not enough to have a few Black-owned agencies. It's not enough to have Avatar. You know, it's not enough to have Odd Number. It's not enough to have Riverbed. And the few agencies we celebrated as Black agencies, we should be opening up doors. And that's why, you know, even in my roles as transformation head at the IEB, we can't be the only ones on the table. It's not enough. And it's also just not right. Yeah.
We're just going to get started again. There we go. That's much better.
Let's try. Yeah, let's try.
Awesome. So the question that I wanted to ask before we started again was, the one thing that's been coming up as a theme quite a bit, and I've really been enjoying it as a creative, is the concept of collaboration amongst, now we've seen it amongst brands, especially the food retailers coming together to make sure that people get food delivery. On our side now, as creatives, it's also given us an opportunity to be more creatively collaborative with one another. What are your thoughts on that? I know you guys have quite a big group of agencies, but are you guys looking to do work with anyone outside of the group? What are your thoughts on collaboration?
It's very interesting because, you know, in fact, there's a campaign that is launching tonight, right? And we have a debate around that where you know, a competitive brand had launched an offering, and we were about to launch now in the usual line of business. You know, when someone else is doing something similar to you, you kind of pull and say, no, it's already been done. But in the environment that we are in, interestingly enough, you know, and it comes back to what I mentioned earlier, in that now it's not about the profit motive. Now it's about the people motive. And when brands come together, you know, it grows more of the hard stuff in the communication. and we actually encourage the clients, to press ahead with a similar offering to a competitor.
What is the agency model of the future? Because also, not only are brands going to have to pivot right now, we're going to have to as well.
Yeah. Look, in my view, where agency is going, and this is a bigger worldview, is that agencies are moving towards content. Lines are blurring. Nobody really knows the difference between creative, digital, and I could argue media as well. I could also make that argument where the lines are blurring. Everything is just going to be about producing great content. So if you look at your typical banner click-through rate, a few years ago it was 0.25%. So each time a web banner is seen, 0.25% of people click on that banner, which clearly says that people don't want to consume advertising in the way that it's being consumed. What people want is great content, just like this video now is content. And people are using their data to watch great content. So in theory, people are paying to watch this content right now. And it's the brands that can produce the best content, that will be the agency of the future.
Got you. We're going to grab a question. We've got about 5 minutes left. And now I'd like to just hone in on you, because I'm very, very fascinated by you, the person. And here's a question from Mutulani asking, what uplifts Zibu as in high pressure situations?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. If I'm under a lot of pressure, well, the first I've got this chair in my office. Like it's like those like therapist chairs. Those therapist houses. I've got one of those things. I just lie down on that. I close my eyes and I start singing.
Oh wow!
Myself down. I'll sing a church hymn to myself. I calm myself down. And the reason why it is what I said earlier. In high pressure, you can't let the pressure in you. You have to think clearly. You can't be in the emotions, because the thing is, as a leader, people take your cue. When you panic, they panic. When you are together, then there's a sign that there's a plan, even if you haven't said anything at that point in time. I remember a story where Nelson Mandela was on a plane. And when he was on a plane, apparently there was a problem in the engine. And so he was reading his paper. One of the pilots comes and says, "Hey, Tata, one of the engines is blown." He looks at this guy. He says, "Oh, okay." Then he just carry everyone reading the paper. And when he lands, they land safely, fortunately. And when he lands, then he admits that, when that guy came, whew, it was bad. It was really bad. But to be the leader, you can't panic. That's the thing. You have to keep it together, right? And know that even in crisis, you are still a leader. You're still a CEO.
Krosman, thank you so much. I feel renewed. I feel inspired. And I'm sure that everyone is tuned in as well as going, we actually needed that, I really, like I was saying to Zweli earlier on, I'd love to catch up with you guys again, especially because as this thing goes and it unfolds, people are either going to be in a much better space or they might be in a worse space. And I think you guys are the perfect people to inspire people and help them take the next step. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the kind words. Thanks, Lloyd.
Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go and carry on saving the world, and then we'll end off the video.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.